Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, Leo, we have that beautiful, beautiful Three of Cups, which has everything to do with abundance, having a lot of. Okay, so you can see we have this beautiful card. The cups, gorgeous, made of pomegranates. The beautiful lotus flowers pouring out their dew, filling those cups with that beautiful, emotional, creative waters, dews. And it's overflowing. So here we are in this place of much. Okay, so we're gonna see what are these tea leaves got to say. What are they going to tell us? And I want to start off by saying thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading to check out a tea leaf reading. Now, maybe this is your first time ever seeing one. If that's the case, thank you for taking that chance. Thank you for being curious. And if you're returning to the channel, or if this is, you're an adept in tea leaf readings, welcome home. Welcome back. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to start out right down here. I want to look at this, this formation right here. It looks like the side profile of somebody. You can see kind of the nose would be here, the eye, the little mouth, kind of the forehead in this area, and then the hair back here. Look at this right here. Here is maybe like the little collar, and I'm guessing this is maybe like a masculine energy, kind of almost like a balding pattern up there, it looks like. No, it doesn't have to be masculine, but I am reading it as kind of masculine. And next to it, it looks like somebody's skateboarding. You can see the head, the arms are out, here are the legs, and the skateboard would be right down here. Now, we also have what looks like a telephone. Like a, kind of an old-timey one. Now they're old-timey anyways. Like the phone with the real heavy receiver. We all had one in our kitchen at one point. Or maybe one of those cool old ones that sat in the parlor, your grandparents had them. I'm old enough that people did still have those, the sitting stationary phones, right? I know we did when I was a kid. And so kind of this energy that takes you back and kind of pulls you back in to those years of phones being wired right into your house. Not many of us have that anymore. So I do feel like this is kind of almost a wanting to be recognized kind of energy. I wonder if we have felt somebody that we love, maybe somebody that we grew up around, that is transition. This feels like somebody from, it does. It feels like a family member. It feels like maybe a grandparent, great-grandparent, uncle, auntie, somebody. But for some reason, they are really coming up right now. It feels like they've been trying to get your attention for a while here. So you've probably been noticing some things shifting around in the house. You're hearing the same song over and over. It keeps coming on somehow. In movies, you might hear it. I don't know how many people listen to the radio, but, maybe you have like Spotify on shuffle or whatever. listening to a playlist put together for you. Whatever it is, right? The song keeps coming up. And I feel like it's like somebody who wanted to be recognized, you know, did a lot for the family, I think, and kind of always was the kind of person that needed somebody to say, hey, thank you for, you know, making Sunday dinner every week, you know, or thank you for helping me change the oil on the car, you know, just wanted recognition. And I feel like they're coming through again. And there's a sense of wanting to be remembered, right? Wanting to be talked about, wanting their memory to go on with the younger generations. And so the other part with the skateboard, I almost wonder, now we're getting old enough that, listen, my grandparents were young enough that they could have been skateboarding at some point, right? It maybe in the beginning of the skateboarding era, you know, the 50s, the 60s. But I almost kind of feel like this is somebody who, now if you skateboarded, or maybe you had a sibling who was skateboarding, or somebody in the family, it does feel like, it feels kind of like a thing like where you would have thought this person would have been so annoyed by the sound of the skateboard and the thrashing around on the driveway and building ramps and trying to, you know, like jump over the hood of the car, you know, all the things, right, that happen when kids are young and they're getting into skateboarding. But where this person, right, the one that has passed, usually would have been like, you know, kind of probably uptight about something like this, very supportive. And that's almost kind of like, whoa, you know, like it stops you in your tracks. You got to do a double take. Like, they're not mad. They're actually supportive of something like this where, you know, maybe the parents or whatever, the neighbor, everybody's like, no, don't bring that into the neighborhood. Stop skateboarding all over the sidewalks, you know. And I think this is where the close tie is. Now, you might not have been the one that is or was, you know, skateboarding, or maybe you still skate, I don't know. But no, I feel like this is kind of like one of those pivotal places where it's like, okay, so they're cool, right? The grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, they're cool, ultimately, right? And I think it did with the phone. It makes it feel like as you got a little older into, you know, college, post-college, and you start to cherish your connection to family even more deeply, I feel like you had a closer relationship with this family member. And that is why they're coming to you, because you will notice them. Where, listen, there are plenty of people in life that are being visited by all kinds of things, entities, loved ones, whatever, but they're so wrapped up in their lives, they don't even notice. They don't perceive it, right? But you are sensitive to these kinds of things, but you are also close to this person, so you would recognize them being around, right? Okay, so we're going to keep moving. I want to look at this one because it really kind of took me back a little bit here. We have the square being built by a person right here. Okay, so for me, this is all about getting your life together the way that you want. Now, I do believe that you have gone through some big changes lately, okay, in the last year or so. I feel like there has been a pull towards really changing some fundamental things, right? This could be like your work, your career, maybe you're going into retirement. Maybe this is like about a marriage or a relationship. It could be starting, it could be ending. Maybe, you know, buying a house, selling a house, moving somewhere. other than where you have been, and so on, right? These are core things to our lives. So I do feel like this is something that is continuing to occur, right? You're still building up this new life that you have envisioned for yourself. It is not complete. You can see that. Now, within where this would be the head, right? It also looks like a rooster, right? And the rooster always indicate, well, not always, but for the most part, right? Unless the context is very different, indicates some kind of alarm, right? Something to pay attention to, something that might be going wrong for you. And so I feel like, ooh, and I'm looking over here because we have the rooster once again right here, and it looks like kind of perched. Now we have this person, and it looks like they're trying to get to that rooster, and it's just not having it. So I almost kind of feel like where you have this kind of alarm going off in your head, you know something isn't completely right. It's almost like somebody's trying to, I don't know, gaslight you, trying to make you feel like, oh, well, you just don't know what you're doing, or you don't, you know, you've never done this before, and I keep thinking it's like you've never lived here before, you don't know how things work yet. But it's kind of like, you know, giving you very skewed information to get you to assimilate in the way that they want you to, right? And this could be in a relationship. It could be, you know, you're renting like a new apartment and the neighbors are telling you like the wrong information to benefit themselves, or, you know, whatever it is. But you see what's going on. I mean, you already know. You're not going to be played for the fool. And so I feel like this is, whatever it is that they're misleading you about is more important than, well, they're letting on, of course, but it's more important even than it feels to you in this moment. It will really reveal itself to be something that could destabilize the thing that you're building. Okay, so go over everything. Okay, make sure you're dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's, and, you know, crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. Just go over the fine details. Okay, and if this is like a new relationship you've gotten into, please do the due diligence. I know I'm not somebody that's like, I don't want to be a private investigator. I don't want to be paranoid about people I let into my life. But listen, we have to be discerning, right? Especially if you've had kids, you know. You have to be so careful who you let into your life. You know, I guess for me, because I have a child, you know, a young daughter, I am so hyper vigilant about who is allowed around us or who is allowed in our life, how, you know, and even to the point where it might be a little silly at times, but you know, that's just the way it is. You have to be careful in this world. So here we are, you know, 10 years ago, I would have said, whatever, just fill it out, get to know the person, you know better. Well, yeah, I think that ultimately we do. We have the ability to feel if there's something kind of off about a situation or whatever. But listen, we have all these tools now, you know, and it is. We have to look into, I mean, at least, you know, talk to like their friends or a family member, you know, kind of check to see if their story is what it is, right? So just be cautious. There we go. That's what it is. Being cautious. But I do feel like, and I'm not trying to say that, you know, anything is wrong, but it, you know, here, it's just, you have to be careful. right? I just bought a home last year, bought land last year with my husband, and going through that process, you gotta make sure, right? You gotta make sure everything is on the square, right? And we're trying to build the square of our lives. So make sure that new foundation, because that's what it's about, Leo. You are going into a new era of your life. In a lot of ways, it feels like you're starting over a little bit. Maybe not completely, but to some degree, okay? So beginning with that firm, complete foundation, so important, okay? Let's see. Now we have the number 1818. And we have it, looks like it's TKO. TKO up there. So that's like a TK. Is that what does that stand for? It's like, I know it's a like a knockout, right? Like in boxing, or I'm thinking of video games. I don't know what the T stands for. I don't know. We also have the eye up there. Look at that eye right up there. It even has an eyebrow. We also have the heart. We have cats. It looks like one cat, two cats scratching on a tree that feels like it's falling apart, and we have the eye up there. So I do feel like there has been like a separation, maybe within the family. But everybody's like, there's still, it's like you break up, but you're still watching each other on social media type of deal. Like, that's what it feels like. The cats. I just feel like there's people involved, right? Stirring the thing. But I don't know that this is necessarily a romantic entanglement so much as a family thing. And I wonder, honestly, if your family is upset because you are changing aspects of your life. And they're really like, I feel like everybody's talking about it, everybody's sharing information, but they don't necessarily confront you directly, right? But they're watching. And I feel like, you know, of course, any family that loves each other, you're going to be concerned if somebody all of a sudden is like, okay, I'm breaking up, where I'm moving to a different place or a different, house or apartment or whatever. And and I'm thinking about going back to school or, getting a new job or whatever it is. And you're like, whoa, what is going on? You're changing everything. But sometimes, right, this is what needs to happen for people. Sometimes we have to kind of just clear the canvas and start over. Or parts of it, key parts of it. So I think as this story kind of unfolds, as you get deeper into the cycle of your life, your family starts to see, of course, you're capable. Of course, you maybe don't know exactly where you're headed, but you know what you're doing, right? This isn't just some, messy thing, or this isn't some like, you're having some kind of, breakdown or whatever. So I see it all coming together. And ultimately, we have that abundant energy. And I am a firm believer that if we want what we want in our life to come through, sometimes we're going to have to make some big sacrifices, big changes in our life. And I know, I'm stuck in this kind of, mindset that like you're going to benefit from, get a little treat from the universe if you work hard, right? I don't think it works that way. But I do believe that when we put our intention, when we stay consistent, when we have a resolve, when we do the dang thing, right? We get up and we keep going and we keep grinding away and you know, stay the course. The universe responds to that energy, right? So I do see that abundance starting to filter in where you have made space in your life for it, okay? Now, we are going into a lunar period for you, okay? So, what does that mean? Yeah, things can start to feel kind of emotional, a little bit scary, a bit of terror, right? We think of the moon and the night and the shadows it casts, the things that look scarier in the dark than they are in the light, right? We don't exactly know. There's a lot of mystery. But the good thing about this lunar energy, anyways, in my estimation, is it comes along with a lot of experience. You're going on a journey here. And no, it's not going to be easy. And no, it's not always going to be, you know, rainbows and puppies and sunshine. Sometimes we have to walk through those scary, you know, like I'm thinking of like a grove of weeping willows at night, and the moon is out and the wind is blowing. And if you know what a weeping willow is, it has the long branches that hang and they sway. The last house I lived in, we had one out in the backyard, and I'll tell you what, that thing would make noise, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, but it could be very creepy, and it cast shadows that looked like they were dancing across the ground. So imagine being out there, right? It's scary. It can be nerve-wracking. Oh, but that experience is like no other, and you will keep it with you. This journey is important, okay? Now, I do see you really coming out on the other side here, but it's going to take time. And you see we have the little turtle. We have the person kind of hanging on to the turtle. It looks like the turtle is pulling the person along with it. So at times it's going to feel like maybe I made a mistake. Things are coming slowly. Nothing is changing. I can't even perceive it. And yet, with these baby steps, right? Putting in the time and slowly building upon, it will be so solid, right? This life that you are moving into is going to be, I feel like anyways, you know, the beginning of your peak of life, right? One of the most exciting and fulfilling eras of your life coming very quickly here. You're already getting in there. Your foot, it's not a toe dipped in, like your whole foot, leg, knee, maybe up to like the thigh. I don't know, about that much in there. But you're getting there. Okay. So let's do our 3 lucky numbers. 39, number 39. Number 63. Ooh. Number 48. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to end with our self-care affirmation cards. And I'm going to flip through, stop where it feels right. Come on, flip over there. Diamond heart. I am worthy. My life is valuable beyond measure. I invite blessings to flow into my day. My diamond heart is deserving of all good things. My diamond heart is deserving of all good things. In my case, it would be my obsidian heart. My cold black heart. No, I'm kidding. A little bit. But we are, right? We deserve all good things. Okay, Leo, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much Thank you for putting up with my congestion. It just really hit me right now. I'm like, oh no, not again. I was just saying last night, I'm so excited because it's the first time my husband, shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. Go check him out if you have not seen his readings yet. He's amazing. My husband Paul, myself, and my daughter, we're all in good health right now. Not one cold, not one little fever, nothing. No stomach problem. We're all good. And so I'm you know, crossing fingers, crossing toes, knocking on wood, all the things. Hoping that we stay good and not catching anything for at least a few weeks. Please get me through the rest of the month at least. So hearing this congestion, I'm like, oh no, come on now. But thank you for listening. And also, I would just want to say, again, I love you. Please take care of yourself. The world is a wild place right now. You know, and I just want to send out all of my love. If you want to like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment, please think about doing that. It helps the channel a lot. Also, I just want to hear from you. I love getting the comments and the emails. I've been getting quite a few emails lately, and if I haven't gotten back to you yet, I will. I promise. But I love getting the emails too. I love when you all tell me, oh, I saw this, or this is how this relates to me, and maybe you don't feel comfortable doing it in the comments, but you can definitely email me at ulaishere, that's ULAISHERE @gmail.com. All right. Let's see. That's it. Leo, I love you. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your peoples. And we'll talk in a few days. Good night.